Hi Mitchell, this is my table food server robot. This one's about the GUI control using timed events. So what I currently have is a Bluetooth chip on the side here. That's connecting to a website that I created using GATT services from an Express Node.js server. So in the interface, it's quite simple. You've got to connect and disconnect, which will allow you to connect to different Bluetooth modules. Once you've connected, it puts up all the information about the characteristics and such. Then you have a time box to type in the time you want it to go for, and then you have the four controls: forward, left, right, reverse. So currently I have it set to 2. So if I press forward now, I should get this moving forward. 1, 2, and then it sends command to stop. Reverse 2. Now if I go to something like, say, 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can do something like 2 seconds. Seconds, we'll turn left. And same as look like right. So the way this works is I have a Node.js server which is using Express. Sorry, it was some pull from code. Using Express, which just serves up from an index HTML and some style and JavaScript. So in the public, in the index, we obviously have a HTML markup, we have a disconnect, and all the buttons you see on this page here. A bit of a box here, which then print to when we have any messages in the main code. So we've got a BLE.js here. This one is like a factory function, and it has things like connect, handle disconnect, request Bluetooth. So this is the part which if you go disconnect on here, you go connect, a pop-up occurs, and it looks for a certain device that has this service. So that just filters it down rather than finding a whole heap of Bluetooth devices. So the only one with this service obviously is the HM10, the HM10, which is this one down here. Once it's found it, it starts to connect to the GATT service and then finds the characteristic. And that's what's used to send the information to the Bluetooth. And then that information then in the Arduino, we have the software serial, which we've created a Bluetooth class. It then, in this one, I just have a test Bluetooth method, which checks the Bluetooth receive, gets the message and stores it in the Bluetooth.message variable. We then use that and check its value, and depending on what that value coming in is, we then trigger the car to do certain things. So we just have simple forward, backward, left, right, stop. Otherwise it just breaks. And then we just run that method in the loop itself. In terms of who did this one, so me and Cameron worked on this one. Cameron did the Arduino side of things, so he looked at this, he implemented the Bluetooth part of the Arduino, created the CPP and header files, so that we could implement it in the main inno as a class, like that. And on this, for me, I've created the Express server, the client interface, and the JavaScript which triggers the Bluetooth. Actually, with the BLE stuff, so a lot of the functions I've found online on various Bluetooth connection sites, especially with the navigator methods and such with client, because this uses the client to connect to the robot, not the actual server, and handle those kind of connections. So So yeah, so that was mainly them, and then I've got the main JS which I created, which just has a few listeners for each of those buttons up here, and then triggers a log which you see in that box here, and the send command then sends it through to the connected Bluetooth device. And then it also has a set timeout, so that time will dictate, so it'll send a BLE send will be forward, and the device will go forward, and then it will time out at whatever time we've set, and then it'll send the BLE send stop, so it'll stop the device. So that's essentially how I've used a GUI with a timed input to control my table foods of a robot. Thank you very much.